Donald Morden is the leader of the rebel army in the Metal Slug video game series. He has a robot clone of himself. Despite being from Canada, Donald Morden's design is based on Saddam Hussein, Adolf Hitler, and Joseph Stalin. He was a former vice admiral in the regular army. At this time, he had a reputation for being a strong, effective and high-ranking officer in the regular army, and highly respected by his troops. He was also a good father and caregiver to his son. However, Morden immediately defected and rebelled against the army when his son was killed in a bombing in Central Park due to an intelligence failure. He was promoted to general after the bombing. As he becomes crazier, he decides to take revenge on the regular army. He then creates a rebel army with defectors from the regular army, and begins building a force for a large-scale attack. After a series of battles, the rebel army overtakes the regular army, winning various victories over it. Then the regular army decides to start producing new weapons and vehicles to turn the tables. After many tests, SV-001, or Metal Slug, is made into mass production. However, the production of tanks was discovered by the rebels, so they launched an attack to destroy the factories where they are produced and seize the finished vehicles. Donald Morden finally begins his coup to destroy the regular army and save the world. The regular army sends 2 soldiers from the Peregrine Falcons division, Marco and Tarma, on a mission to infiltrate areas liberated from the rebel army and recover or destroy the machines, and capture General Morden. After a bloody struggle, Morden was defeated and imprisoned in a maximum security prison. Morden somehow manages to escape from prison and disappears from sight. Many rumors have spread, some of them talking about sightings of alien objects, so the regular army, which has been busy maintaining secrecy in this regard, calls on the intelligence agency Sparrow, which sends 2 of its teams, Ari and Theo, along with Marco and Tarma's squad, to investigate this matter. The new Morden had made a pact with these outsiders known as the Mars people, but these aliens were only using him to serve them. When the commandos confront Morden, the Martians betray him, easily killing his soldiers and destroying his flying saucer. Morden is lifted from the remains of his plate by a machine sent by Daimonji. The rebel army temporarily sided with the regular army to defeat the Martians, and after a protracted battle, heavy damage was inflicted on the Runame machine. The Daimonji that kidnapped Morden explodes, returning safely to Earth. The rebels cheer the return of their leader, as Morden is happy with his soldiers' loyalty. Unfortunately, he was still tied to a table and fell, crushing the floor, but still alive. The Martians kidnapped General Morden without fuss and sent a disguised Martian who looked like him to lead the rebel army to build more strength for a new uprising. Soon, causing a strange supernatural phenomenon around the world, Marco, Tarma, Ari, and Theo are sent back into battle. While defeated, he reveals himself, captures a regular army soldier, and escapes to Runame. Once again, the rebels and the regular army form a temporary alliance. After fighting their way to the command center, the player finds Morden being tortured via electrocution inside a torture chamber. Both Morden and the captured soldier are rescued, and the Martians are eventually defeated. Morden is seen again wearing a Martian saucer, fighting with the small rebel UFOs, laughing triumphantly. The rebel army, as well as Morden, disappeared from the face of the Earth, leaving no trace. While the Sparrow Squad investigates the emergence of a virus called White Baby, created by a group that refers to itself as Amadeus, satellite cameras obtain a record of what appears to be General Morden. Without much choice, Sparrow's team is sent to investigate and finds him in the Irons vehicle, but it turns out to be a fake, and he escapes in an MH-6 plane. Many copies of Morden have been found in the Amadeus base. Morden appears again, as well as the Martians, so the Falcons and Sparrows are sent back to investigate, along with 2 mercenary soldiers, Ralph and Clark. Morden sends the Iron Sentinel machine, and when it is destroyed, Morden and 2 Mars people capture soldiers from the Falcons and Sparrows. However, their victory is short-lived as the winged Martians suddenly appear and kill the Martian people by eating their flesh, while Morden is dropped into Earth. He reveals that the rebel army and the people of Mars were raising the Rotmars machine from the sea when strange aliens appeared and began killing the people of Mars and its soldiers. A temporary alliance is created between the 3 groups to defeat these invaders. If the player does not ride the Rotmars in the 4th mission, then after killing the invaders' queen, Morden will rescue the Falcon soldiers. Information is being collected about a construction being carried out by Morden at a secret location, and the Falcons and Sparrows squad is reunited with Ralph and Clark to investigate. He soon finds Morden in Mecha Worm's machine and fights them, but is defeated. It is revealed that Morden has survived and is upset that he cannot do anything. Suddenly, a portal materializes and strange soldiers appear and greet him. These soldiers are actually Morden's future soldiers, and as a result, he starts a new revolution with them. The two groups eventually return to the island. Morden is seen driving a D-Kaka tank, using his tank to blow up the unified forces in another attempt to kill them. His plans fail with his tank damaged, but a strange craft, the Kraken, appears and Morden is pulled into it. The Kraken was eventually destroyed. Morden is captured again, but the Martians help him escape. In the past, he was a good person, but his personality changed a lot when he killed his son, which made him crazy. He is now a vindictive and angry person. Upon seeing the player, he will often laugh in a sarcastic tone in most games. He is often insulted by soldiers or traitors in the army. He has great interest in Orochi's power and informs Abigail to find blood samples from the girl, meaning Leona, and send them to the Navy for future investigation.